What is going on, Corn Nation? Welcome back to the Dapp Central channel. My name is Fareed and I'm your host here. And as a part of today's video, I've got some quick updates that I want to discuss with you guys surrounding the development of the Cornucopias game. If you guys don't know what the Cornucopias game is, I have a dedicated playlist covering this project. But in summary, they're going to be a AAA metaverse being built on Cardano using Unreal Engine 5. Now, I've had the pleasure of meeting this team in person at CNFTCon of 2023, where I also had the pleasure of actually playing their game for myself. That said, we are expecting the official launch of their desktop launcher, as well as their racing game MVP as a part of Q2 of this year. Now, what I want to do today is quickly go through some housekeeping updates. And then after that, I want to go through and talk about some ongoing staking opportunities. And then we're going to close out by reviewing their latest development update, which was released by the team. Now, before we jump into all of that good stuff, I am a single stake pool operator here operating the Dapp Central Stake Pool. If you guys appreciate my content and you want to support the channel, then consider delegating with the stake pool ticker DAPP. I really do appreciate it, and it does go a long way. So without taking up any more time, let's jump into some of the housekeeping announcements, and then we're going to talk about some of the ongoing staking opportunities. So the first thing that I want to mention is going to be that I am going to be having a series of interviews with the top guilds within the Cornucopias Metaverse. Now, this will include the Knights Guild, which I already had the pleasure of having an interview with Moody, who is a representative of the Knights and a co-founder of the Knights. But we're going to be having a second interview going into much more detail surrounding how to become a Knight and their Knights white paper. Now, on the heels of that, and actually this coming weekend, I'm also going to be interviewing KB, who's going to be one of the founders of the Corn Mafia Guild. If you guys are not familiar with the Corn Mafia, they're going to be one of the top guilds within Cornucopias, which recently attended CNFTCon in Las Vegas in 2022. After interviewing both of those guilds, I do also plan on interviewing Ezra from the Tunnel Vision Guild, which is an upcoming guild focused around the Cornucopias Metaverse. Now, if you guys in the community are aware of any additional guilds that you guys would like for me to interview or review, then make sure to leave those down in the comment section below. Now, the second bit of housekeeping that I want to mention here is actually going to be a shout out to two new creators from the Cornucopias community that have recently launched a YouTube channel. So big shout out to Stein and Seven, who are both going to be Corn Mafia Guild members who recently launched the 2-week links interview series, or the interview podcast. They were nice enough to reach out to me, and I was actually the second member to be interviewed as a part of this up and coming platform. So if you guys want to check out this video, it will be releasing on March 9th at 12 o'clock Eastern, and I will be leaving the link to it down in the description below. As a part of their first interview, they recently interviewed Fryler, who's also a Cornucopias content creator. And so again, I highly recommend that you guys go and check out that first video in anticipation of my video, which will be released, like I said, on March 9th at noon. As a part of that video, I talk about my experience and how I came into the crypto space. We briefly also talk about Cornucopias and just what life has been being a content creator. Now, they do keep everything very lighthearted, and again, it is an easy watch, so I highly recommend that you guys go ahead and check that out. Shout out to Stein and shout out to Seven for what they continue to do for the growing Cornucopias community. The third bit of housekeeping that I want to mention is that there's now going to be a way to quickly sign up in order to become a tester for the COPI Metaverse. So if you guys head over to their official website, which is going to be cornucopias.io, all you need to do is click on this game testing sign up button here in order to sign up to get access to the app as soon as it's released. From here, all you need to do is type in your name, your email address, and quickly submit this form. I've already done this and I'm waiting. Hopefully I am selected to be a tester for this platform. If so, you guys can definitely bet that I'm going to have more content here surrounding the Cornucopias game, including the launcher and the racing MVP, which, as I mentioned, should be released as a part of Q2. The very last bit of housekeeping that I want to mention is going to be the official COPI Cafe series. Big shout out to Rob and Josh, who continue to keep the community updated as a part of their 44th episode. So I do applaud these guys. They are quickly becoming YouTubers in their own rights. And if you guys are not familiar with COPI Cafe, or if it's your first time just running across it, what they basically do is keep the community updated as to all of the developments surrounding the game and when we can expect things to finally come out to the general public. As a part of the 44th episode, they gave a shout out to Seven and a recent song that he just dropped. They talked about the COPI stake pool and some additional staking opportunities that will be coming to the community for those that have been loyally delegating to the COPI stake pool. They've also recently had some poker tournaments being held with some of the founders of the game, as well as top members from the guilds. And then on top of that, they've been talking about their internal racing and how they're getting ready for their multiplayer launch. And then as always, they always do a leak alert or a leak review or leak release at the end of the show, which basically gives us an idea as to what is coming for this growing and upcoming metaverse. That said, that is going to do it for the housekeeping announcements here. Again, I'm super excited for what this team continues to do, and I'm here to cover it throughout this entire process. Now, the first thing I want to talk about here is going to be a new staking opportunity surrounding the BSC Smart Chain. I briefly did a Cardano Scoop update where I highlighted this, but I do want to cover it again here since I do think that this is a pretty big announcement and an opportunity for anybody here who holds the COPI token on the Binance Smart Chain. So if you guys are not aware, the Cornucopias token is available on two separate blockchains. The first blockchain is going to be the Cardano blockchain, where the COPI token is native to the chain. Now, the second chain is going to be the Binance Smart Chain, which is actually where the token initially launched. However, they've got a partnership, or the COPI team has a partnership with the Chainport Bridge, basically allowing users to easily move their tokens from the BSC Smart Chain over to Cardano in order to be able to stake those tokens, as well as pay for NFTs on the custom COPI NFT marketplace. That said, if you guys still have your tokens on the BSC Smart Chain and you want to keep them there, there is an opportunity right now to actually go ahead and farm or stake your tokens in order to earn some yield. So if you guys head over to tokensfarm.com/COPI/staking, number 5, you guys can actually get access to the staking program. Now, I will leave the link to this down in the description below, but as you guys can see here, the current APY being handed out to stakers is currently sitting at 1.79%, with the program lasting 160 days, and the last day to earn APY will be on August 1st of 2023, with a minimum 100-day staking time in order to earn these rewards. Now, once you actually withdraw your tokens, keep in mind that there will be a 7-day cooldown period, which we will not actually be seeing in the next opportunity that I'm going to be talking about here now. So that's the first staking opportunity, again, on the BSC Smart Chain. And for those of you who want to maybe move your tokens, I've got a fully dedicated video showing you guys how to do that very, very quickly. The next opportunity is going to be a staking opportunity, but for those of you who hold the COPI token on the Cardano network. So the COPI team, or the Cornucopias team, has officially partnered with VyFi. If you guys are not familiar with VyFi, they're going to be a DeFi protocol operating on the Cardano network. Now, they've got what they call their VyFi staking vaults, which basically allow users to earn yield by staking or locking up their tokens. However, given that this is on Cardano, there's not going to be any lockdown or any cool off period as we just saw with the BSC Smart Chain. So when it comes to this second staking opportunity here, they're going to be rewarding a total of 100,000 of the COPI tokens. Now, I actually did not highlight how much of the COPI tokens they'll be giving away as a part of the Binance staking opportunity, but that's going to be 600,000 of the COPI tokens. So that particular staking opportunity will be distributing more COPI tokens as opposed to what we're seeing here with VyFi. Now, when it comes to VyFi, the duration of this partnership or of this staking opportunity will be a total of 30 days. As I mentioned before, there is no minimum staking period given that we're doing this on Cardano, and there is going to be a minimum COPI staking amount of about 500 COPI. Now, if we convert that right now to ADA, it is, I want to say, anywhere between 1 to 200 ADA. So it's not a huge amount as a minimum in order to begin to earn yield. If I jump over into the official VyFi website, which is accessible at app.vyfi.io /vaults, you can get a list of all of their existing vaults, and you can quickly view exactly how much yield you can actually earn from this protocol. That said, as you guys can see here right in the middle, we have the COPI for COPI staking vault. So what this basically means is that you can stake your COPI in order to earn COPI. By the length of this bar here, we can see that the vault is about 5.59% completed. And as I mentioned, this will be lasting for about 30 days. Now, the APR here will be slightly higher than what you guys will be able to earn as a part of the Binance Smart Chain staking opportunity. But keep in mind that you're going to be earning less tokens, or there's going to be less tokens here up for distribution compared to the first opportunity that I mentioned to you guys. Now, if you want to go ahead and actually stake here, all you need to do is click on this connect your wallet button here, in which you'll be then prompted to select whether you want to use the Nami wallet, Eternal wallet, Jira wallet, or Flint wallet. And then once you do that, it'll prompt you to basically sign a staking transaction, confirm exactly how many of the tokens you want to stake. And then once you do that, you will have given over your tokens over into the staking vault. Now, as I mentioned, at any time, you can come back and harvest and withdraw your tokens as you please. So that's going to be the second staking opportunity there with VyFi. Now, the next thing I want to mention is going to be the fact that they, and when I say they, I'm talking about Rob and Josh, recently announced as a part of their COPI Cafe episode number 44 that they will be planning on bringing back a staking opportunity with their COPI stake pool. If you guys missed this first staking opportunity for the, I want to say it's for the custom domes, this was an opportunity where all you had to do was basically stake with the Cornucopias stake pool on Cardano. And if you held any of the custom domes as well as the COPI token or ADA, you were actually able to receive the COPI token as a reward. That said, they do plan on kicking off an additional staking program with some details coming down the pipeline. So right now, that opportunity is not yet live, but stay tuned as the team has mentioned that they want to reward some of their loyal delegators with the COPI stake pool. Now, that's going to wrap it up there for the three upcoming or the three potential staking opportunities that we've seen. Again, we've got the Binance opportunity, we've got the VyFi opportunity, and then we should hopefully get a new staking program coming very soon for the landowners. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is going to be the recent dev update that we've received from Matt Jones, who's going to be the NFT and community manager for this project. First things first that I want to mention here, you guys may notice here that it just says Cornucopias. So the team has rebranded and the project is now going to be called Cornucopias. Instead of Cornucopias, the island awaits. That was previously what they were labeled as. However, they've gotten rid of the quote unquote, the island awaits portion. So moving forward, they'll just be referred to as Cornucopias. Now, they do release these development updates as a part of every month, and this is something that I've given the team a lot of credit for, is for their attention to detail and their cleanliness. As you guys can see, this is a pretty professional looking slide deck, basically giving us a huge update on the status of their development. Now, for the sake of time, I'm going to have to quickly run through this, but if you guys want to find this out, or if you guys want to check this out in its entirety, I'm going to go ahead and leave the link to it, as always, down in the description below. As it reads here, Cornucopians, it's about time for another dev update. While many of the things I've discussed in the last update remain ongoing, there are some notable updates to progress on quite a few things. To kick things off, I'll say that we're all super excited to have a new animator joining our art/programming team this month. Animation is one of the most noticeable visual aspects of any game, and we're excited to begin polishing up those elements of character movement and more. Just like before, I will run through some of the key areas of development and highlight what's happening within each project. Certain things have not seen significant updates, which will be noted. Again, I'm going to try to breeze through this as it is quite a lengthy update. Now, first things first that they touch on is going to be the desktop launcher. As I mentioned earlier, they are expecting to release this as a part of Q2 of 2023 in addition to their racing game MVP. Now, keep in mind that this game, or the Cornucopias Metaverse, will be more than just this racing game. This will just be done in order to give us a brief taste of what to expect once the full-blown Metaverse is made available. So when it comes to their desktop launcher, they've got the login completed, which is now currently in final production. Again, keep in mind that this is their MVP. They've got the login and registration completed, as well as the ability to download a game and their tamper detection systems. They've also got basic asset querying and their front-end user experience and user interface wrapped up, again, being in final production. Now, when it comes to their main menu and character builder, those are both in early production with no additional updates. Scrolling down a little bit further, they talk about some of their land zones or landscapes, which include the Esperanza theme zone, the Solace Sector 2, which is currently in their concept, and then they're talking about their wind system being in early production, as well as their resource gathering mechanics and their dynamic sky system. Scrolling down even further, we've got a quick glimpse here of what appears to be Solace at night, featuring the moon and the stars. What I notice here is just the amount of gradients and the amount of beautiful colors that we see here with that purplish cyan colored sky there, and you've got the moon kind of hiding in the back. Again, this team does an amazing job of paying close attention to detail, which I personally think will pay off for them in the long run. Scrolling down even further, we've got some additional updates surrounding their Mega Dome pipeline. So when it comes to the Toledo Valley Raceway, which will be released as a part of their MVP, they're currently got their 3D assets completed with their landscape design completed, as well as their billboards and lighting and effects. Now, keep in mind that they did release a part of this to the general public as a part of CNFTCon in 2022, and the team has mentioned that they will be attending CNFTCon again in Las Vegas in September as a part of 2023. So I will definitely be there in attendance. I hope to see you guys there as well. I look forward to not only talking with the Cornucopias team, but hopefully seeing some of the guild members as well as community members in attendance at this upcoming event. Now, moving right along, when it comes to track number 1, track number 2, track number 3, their racing systems and performance testing, those are all in early production phases. So it seems like they are making progress, and a lot of this is really close to being wrapped up. Scrolling down just a little bit, we've got an update on the multiplayer, which is now in their MVP production phase. They've been giving us quite a few updates surrounding this as a part of their COPI Cafe episodes, which is why I always recommend that you guys go ahead and check those out. Scrolling down a little bit further, we've got some additional updates here surrounding their travel systems or their travel pipeline. So they're going to have a monorail system, a subway system, and a travel system replication process, which are both currently in the production phases. Now, they're also working on animations for the following: when players enter into their vehicles, when player exits their vehicles and go into their home bubbles, when player enters highway, or when players exit the highways as well. Again, this team is doing a lot here, not just building the racing game. It seems like they are working in tandem on a lot of different other aspects. Scrolling down, we are getting closer to the end. They have got a brief section here basically talking about replication, which is a simple process that I can explain by just saying whenever you are playing in the metaverse and, for example, you jump around or you maybe interact with another player, that action has to be replicated across the server and on the other player's end as well, right? So they talk about exactly what replication is and how this could be impacting the actual game performance, etc. Again, in the interest of time, I'm not going to be able to elaborate too much on this here, but it is a pretty cool process. And I like the fact that this team is doing what they can to educate the broader Cornucopias community. Very close to the end now. Here we've got some updates on the actual vehicles that will be available as a part of the game. So at the top here, we've got the vehicle inventory, which include the 1989 Valley Raceworks T1, which is going to be about 4 or 5 different versions for. They've also got just a slew of other vehicles here, which I'm not going to be able to just dive all the way into, but I believe that we saw at least 3 or 4 of these vehicles available at CNFTCon in 2022. Now, when it comes to some of the actual systems, right, within the actual vehicles themselves, we've got computer systems, fuel systems, G-core systems, propulsion systems, aero systems, and the cockpit. Again, this team is doing an amazing job of breaking every single aspect of this game down into a granular process. In closing, we've got additional animations here for the characters, which include walking, jogging, running, jumping, crouching, falling, and crawling, all in the early production process. When it comes to their website, which was just redone, I believe at the very beginning of February of 2023, we are expecting phase 2 to be upcoming. So that's currently being planned right now, and they're actively working on wrapping up their player registration and login into the website, as well as a player profile page with Wallet Connect features. In closing, they're working on an administrative backend, as well as an educational platform and a user dashboard. So much development updates here, and so much to be keeping a track for when it comes to the Cornucopias game. Now, as you guys would probably expect, there's been a growing community given how detailed this team is. And over the course of the last month or two, we have seen the Cornucopias token price skyrocket. Now, as a disclaimer here, you guys know that this is not a TA channel or a channel that focuses heavily on price here, as I try to tend to focus on education and bringing you guys the facts, right? So I just want to highlight this here, that this is not an endorsement of the COPI token. However, if anybody has been holding the COPI token for quite a bit of time, this is some positive news to be seeing here, seeing that the Cornucopias token has done about a nice 2x over the course of the last month to month and a half. Now, this is all warranted given the recent updates for the website, the anticipation of the launch of the MVPs, which include the desktop launcher, as well as the racing game MVP. And then, as I mentioned, as we continue to get more of these development updates, I think that the confidence in the community just continues to grow. So congratulations to the Cornucopias team. Congrats to all the COPI token holders, all the NFT holders, and all the believers that believe in this particular project. That is going to bring us to a close for today's update on Cornucopias. I hope you guys found this to be useful. I know this was a little bit on the lengthy side, but again, I want to do my due diligence here in educating and bringing you guys up to speed as to what we can expect from this AAA metaverse being built on Cardano. If you guys made it all the way to the end of this video, I would really appreciate it if you guys could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing for more content just like this on Cornucopias and the Cardano ecosystem. And in closing, if you guys have any questions or comments for me, then please make sure you leave those down in the comment section below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.